Hey guys, and welcome to my stimulus package update and stimulus check update. Wow, I haven't said those words in so long. I want you guys to know that I missed you more than you missed me, and I'm happy I'm back here for you with another video just to give you my perspective on everything that's been going on.
Just yesterday, Mississippi weighs suspending the state gas tax for 6 months. For 6 months. That's a lot. That's a lot. Check this out here. Mississippi Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann, a Republican, announced on Monday that he and other lawmakers would work to suspend the state's gasoline tax for 6 months as prices skyrocket. Mississippi's current tax on gas, which goes to the state's Department of Transportation, currently is 18.4 cents per gallon. But Hosemann proposes giving the department $215 million from a capital expense fund to make up for the temporary loss, according to the Associated Press. He says, "We can do that because we're having a very good year in Mississippi." Republican leaders, including State House Speaker Philip Gunn and Governor Tate Reeves, have also said that they want to phase out the state's income tax. So if they phase out the state's income tax, that could be very significant as well. Reeves has even voiced a willingness to call a special legislation session about the matter if the House and Senate reach an impasse on the issue. Republicans control the state House and Senate in Mississippi, though leaders of each chamber disagree about potentially reducing and eliminating income taxes in Mississippi. So Republicans control the state House and the Senate, so they might be able to pass this completely on their own. It'll be interesting to see that. Yeah, so Mississippi considering suspending the state gas tax for 6 months and the state income tax. So that could be a double. Again, it's not a stimulus check, but it kind of is because it puts money in your pocket every time you go to fill up gas, and the state income tax could also be basically gone away. And if you watch my show from yesterday or so, Florida lawmakers just approved a 1-month gas tax break, but it won't happen until October, which is the month before the Florida governor goes up for re-election. So that's only a 1-month gas tax break. Mississippi is proposing a 6-month gas tax break and potentially an income tax break, or potentially even a permanent one. So we have a lot of different states doing this type of stuff here. And like I said, a lot of different states are giving money back to their residents in different ways, whether it's pausing the gas tax, so every time you go to fill up gas, you'll get some money, giving state stimulus checks. Different states are doing it. California, Maine, I can't even think of all the states at this particular moment, or a lot of states are proposing them. They're in kind of the process of proposing them or voting on them. And I actually got some new ones coming up here I'll talk about as well. And we got federal stimulus checks here. Just did a video on a potential $1,100 one coming up here. In fact, I'll link you to the video here in a moment. But the EU has agreed to more sanctions on Russia, as they and the US and pretty much most major countries worldwide and companies worldwide are sanctioning or pulling out of Russia, and just more and more by the day. It's not just the US, it's the almost entire Europe. And Russia's finance minister has now admitted that Russia can't use nearly half of its $640 billion foreign currency war chest because of Western sanctions. That doesn't even include the money that was actually seized or frozen across the world in multiple different countries, and the seized assets that were seized in multiple different countries, including Switzerland. Yeah, think about all that money that's in Swiss banks that is now seized. And the Russian finance minister said in a state TV interview that $300 billion of Russia's $640 billion reserves were frozen by sanctions. Yeah, that's a lot. The big question here is, will China stick their neck out for Russia, as basically the whole world now is sanctioning Russia and cutting off ties with Russia? Will China join that party with Russia and potentially be sanctioned as well? Think about if the U.S. has to cut ties with Russia, or I'm sorry, think about if the U.S. has to cut ties with China as well, because they decide to join Russia in this fight. Or think about what that could lead to later on if there's actually a fight that China joins in on. Yeah, it's a scary thought. You know, the problem here with Russia is they really got two wild cards. Number one is they have nukes. If Russia didn't have nukes, this war would have probably been ended by now. I mean, think about this. They can't even control one city in Ukraine. So I think by now, you know, before this war started, Russia was ranked as the second best military in the world before the United States. China was ranked as the third, and the U.S. ranked as the first. You know, now, I mean, they can't even take over Ukraine at this point, which is, Ukraine has like 1/10 the size of the military planes and stuff like that as Russia. Russia's not looking so good right now. With one exception is that Russia has nukes. If Russia didn't have nukes, NATO probably would have just stepped in and just stopped this war. I mean, Russia can't even take over Ukraine. So, I mean, if you just take away that one thing of Russia having nukes, they would have just either NATO, the European Union, with the help of the U.S. or without the help of the U.S., probably would have just stepped in and ended this whole war, right? They would have all just stepped in and helped Ukraine and just sent Putin back to where he needs to go to, right?
Alright guys, this is all I have for you in this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really missed you. Hopefully I'll see you here again very, very soon. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on everything we talked about here in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you all. Please hit the like button on the video, share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notifications bell to be notified whenever I publish new videos for you. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.